Hi everyone, welcome to Bab Fashions YouTube channel. My name is Eunice. In this video, I'll be sharing with us how I made this beautiful two-step A-line gown. I'll talk about the body first. The body is an A-shaped gown and it has two steps. And you see that the down part, we have this gathering effect underneath the main A-line gown. And we also have this beautiful high-low flared sleeve. You see? Let me open it up like this. And you see that the upper part of the sleeve is high, while the down part is low. So it gives that dropping effect, dropping all the way to the waistline here. And we also have the same thing on this side. This gown also has a tie at the neckline. And you see how I formed a bow at this point? So this is how the neckline is. You see? So you either leave it to drop this way or you tie it, this way, or also can go ahead and create a bow. So whatever you want to do with this part is fine. Can you see? Can you see how beautiful this gown is? This is really simple to make. I hope this is something you're interested in learning. If this is it, make sure to keep on watching till the end. And please, if you're here to subscribe to my channel, hit on the subscribe button to subscribe. Ensure you put on your notification bell so you receive a notification every time I upload a new video. And please like this video, share this video with your friends. Without wasting time, let's get right into the video. These are the two fabrics I'll be making use of for this project. Here I have 3.5 yards of flower fabric and then 2 yards of chiffon fabric. Okay, so right now the measurement needed for this project is just the shoulder measurement, and the biggest measurement we are working with divided by 4 plus 5 inches. Now the biggest measurement I'm working with is 52 inches, which is the hip measurement, and it's also the same thing as the bust measurement. Both the bust and the hip are the same measurement. So that measurement, I'll divide it by 4, which is 13 inches, plus 5 inches. That's going to give me 18 inches. So that will be the amount of fabric I will fold. So here right now on the table, as you can see, I'm folding 18 inches. Okay, 18 inches on fold, and you can see I have two pieces. So one will serve as the front and the other will serve as the back. And you see, so this is me confirming to us that my fabric is on a fold of two. One is for the front and the other is for the back. And the width of the fabric I have here is 18 inches. So first I'm going to draw the shoulder line, which is the starting line. On this shoulder line, I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus half inch. And then I'll mark the neck width of 4 inches here. On the shoulder measurement, I'll come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slant. Next, I'm going to come down by the armhole measurement. Placing my tape from the shoulder slant, I'll come down by the armhole measurement. And then I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus half there, so that I have a straight line connected to the shoulder slant. So this line I'm marking now is the chest line. So I'll get the midpoint of this armhole line and I'll go in by half of an inch. I'll connect it back to the shoulder tip just like this. And then here on the chest line, I'm going to enter the bust measurement divided by 4. And this is it here. Then I'll use my armhole cuff to connect from that half inch I went in and then connect it to the bust measurement here on the chest line. So this is basically the armhole measurement for both the front and the back. So here on the chest line, I'm going to add my sewing allowance of 2 inches. So the actual sewing allowance is 1 inch. 1 inch is what I'll be stitching on. The remaining 1 inch will be for ease, okay? So this is it here. So I haven't marked this measurement here on the chest line. The next thing I'm going to do is to bring in my straight ruler. I will connect from this chest line down to the hem, down to that 18 inches I have there at the hem. This is just basically it. You don't need to enter any other measurement. This is so that the gown opens up to give you that A shape you are looking for. So I entered the bust measurement divided by 4 here on the chest line, and then I added my 2 inches for sewing allowance. And now I'm using my straight ruler to connect it all the way down to the 18 inches we folded. Okay, so that is why I said use the biggest circumference plus extra 5 so that the A shape comes out well. Next, I'll go ahead and mark the neck depth of 1 inch. And this neck depth of 1 inch is for the back. I'll connect it to the neck width of 4 inches already marked there. So this is the back neckline. And then for the front neckline, I'm going down by a depth of 4 inches. So the front neckline is 4 by 4. The width is 4. The depth is 4 as well. So this is it for our front neckline and our back neckline. I'll bring in my scissors and cut on the back first. Since the back is higher than the front, I'll cut the armhole out, cut out the shoulder slant, the sides, and then I'll separate the front from the back, and then we'll go ahead and cut the front neckline. So after cutting out the sides, I'll go ahead and cut out the front neckline. As you can see, I separated the front from the back before cutting out the front neckline so that you don't mistakenly cut the two necklines to be the same. Next, I'm going to fold my chiffon fabric. I'll place it on a fold into 4. And then I'll place the front piece of our fabric and cut out exactly what I have on the front piece. So both the front and the back neckline of the chiffon fabric are the same for now, okay? So I'll cut it out. So I'm using the front piece as a template to cut out the chiffon. I hope we get that. Okay? So after cutting it out, I am going to deepen the neckline. So meaning I'm going to increase I'm going to increase the neckline of the chiffon fabric. So now this is the neckline. Can you see? I'm just going to take it a bit lower. The chiffon is going to be under the main fabric. That's the flowery fabric. So I'm reducing the neckline. And then also for the armhole, I'm going to go in at the armhole area. The armhole of the chiffon is not going to get to where the armhole of our flowery fabric stops. So basically that now the chiffon that is inside is more like a shimmy, just like an inner wear, okay? So you can see that the shoulders, that's the shoulder measurement of the chiffon is smaller than the shoulder measurement of the fabric. So basically what I did was to just reduce 1 inch from it, okay? So that's just it. Okay, the length of the chiffon and the main fabric, they are both 60 inches respectively. So right now I'm reducing 3 inches from the length of the chiffon. So this automatically means that the length of the chiffon has become 57 inches while the flower fabric is 60 inches. Okay, so for the flower fabric, by the time I hem the down part with 1.5, I'll still be left with 58.5 inches. And then the chiffon is 57 inches. The chiffon needs to be shorter than the flower fabric because we're going to be having gathers that will attach to the chiffon here. And you want to make sure that the flower fabric that we have on top covers the joining of the gathers and the chiffon together. I hope you understand that. Now, the full length of the gown we're making is 63 inches. So to get the entire length of 63 inches, I'm going to have to cut out a piece of fabric that will be gathering to the hem of our chiffon. And here the length of our chiffon is 57. So by the time we want to make up this to 63 inches, that means I'm going to say 63 minus 57. That will give us 6 inches. So the length of the fabric we're looking for is 6 inches. We need to hem this fabric. So that will be plus 2 inches for hemming, and that's 8. So plus half inch for joining it to the chiffon. So that's basically plus the half inch, and then half inch also for stitching the chiffon. So that's going to be 9 inches. So the length of the fabric I'm going to attach to the down part of this chiffon is going to be 9 inches in total, including the hemming allowance. I hope you understand that. So, and then for the width of the fabric, Remember I said that the width of my fabric is Remember, I said the width of my fabric is 18 inches on fold. So when it is open, that's 36 inches. So here, as you can see, I've cut out the fabric I'll be gathering to the hem here, which is 9 inches in length. And the width, I just used the entire length of our fabric, which is 60 inches. So that 60 inches is what I will gather to the hem of this gown, that is 36 inches. Okay, so that's like multiplying the measurement by 1.5. I'm just using the entire length I have. That's from one savage to the other, which is 60 inches. Okay. So if you have enough fabric, you can multiply it by 2. This totally depends on how full you want it to be. But multiplying by 1.5 is just fine because 36 times 2 is 72 inches. And then here I have 60. So it's just less with half of it. So that's basically multiplying my 36 by 1.5. I hope we understand that. Okay. So the next thing I'm going ahead to do is to cut the tie that we're going to have on the neckline. So this tie, this fabric, I placed it on fold of 3 inches, and I'm still using the length of the fabric. So I'm cutting from the starting point of our fabric to the other end. So that will be 60 inches. So the tie is going to be 60 inches long. Can you see? This is just basically it for the tie. It is on fold of 3 inches. So you can either decide to slant the tip, that's the open end of this tie, or you leave it straight like this. In my case, I'm leaving it straight. Okay. So the next thing I'll be doing is to cut the 360 flare. And to cut the 360 flare we're going to have on the sleeve, I'm going to measure the armhole here. And here I have 14 inches. This flare is not going to have joining, so I will have to stitch the sides of the gown first before attaching the flare. So already I got 14 inches, and I said my sewing allowance is 1 inch. I'll also be joining the shoulders together with half inch. So that means this 14 inches is less now with 1.5 inches. So having subtracted that 1.5 inches, so that means what I am left with is 12.5 inches. And this is one side. So 12.5 inches times 2, that's 25 inches. So the flare we're going to cut now, the circumference is actually 25 inches. So I will divide 25 by 6.28, and that gave me 3.9. Okay, so having gotten 3.9, the length of the flare is going to be 15 inches. So the length of the flare is 15 inches. So 15 plus the 3.9 we already have, that's about 15 plus the 3.9 we already have, that's about 18.9, which is about 19 inches. So here I'm just using my leftover fabric and I folded into 8. You see, I folded into 4, and then into 4 again, I folded into 2. So that's into 8. This is just my leftover fabric so that I can cut for the 2 sleeves at the same time. Then from the folded part, which is the apex there, I entered my 3.9. I marked it round. And then next I marked the length of the flare. And this is me going ahead to cut out the length of the flare. I have a detailed video on how to cut a 360 flare. So just in case you do not understand clearly what I have done here, I'll be dropping the link to that video in the description box. So do well to click on it and watch and learn how to cut a 360 flare. So if you have watched this video up until this point and you haven't subscribed, please ensure to click on the subscribe button to subscribe, and also put on your notification bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. So right now I've cut out the flare. Okay, so the next thing I'll be doing is to bring in the front piece of our fabric, that's of the main fabric, which is the flower fabric. Here I placed it on a fold, and I'm going to go in by ½ inch here at the depth of the neckline, and then I'll come down by 2.5 inches, and then I'll connect it this way. I'm just trying to create a V shape here on the neckline so that we can have our tie at this point. Can you see what the shape looks like? So next I'm going to bring in my pieces of fabric and fold it into two. I'll be cutting a facing that I'll be using to turn this neckline. You see? So I'll place the fabric now, that's the front piece, and then I'm going to trace out this shape. So this facing does not have to go all the way to the shoulder. It's just going to be around that V shape that I created here on the neckline. You see? So you can see that it's quite small. So this is just what we need. We just need the facing to turn the V shape we have there. Can you see? So I placed it right side facing right side. I'll take this to my sewing machine and stitch round. That's just stitch following the V shape. Okay, and here for our chiffon, I'm going to hem the fabric I already cut out, which is 9 inches. After hemming it, I'm going to run a loose stitch using the longest stitch on my machine and gather it to that 36 inches that we have at the hem of our chiffon. I'll gather it to it. And also for the chiffon, I'm also going to hem the sides. So you can use a bias to do this, or you just fold it neatly, which is what I have done. Can you see how I have stitched the gathers to the hem of our chiffon? Can you see? So this is what we have right now. So I've gathered it and I've hemmed the down part. And here also, this is our front piece. I've also neatly faced the neckline. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to open up my fabric this way. And you see, and then I'll bring in the chiffon. So either way, anyone can serve as the front. But take note of what I am doing. I am placing the chiffon now. Because of the gathers I have at the down part, the chiffon now has a right side. So I'm placing the right side of the chiffon facing the wrong side of our gown. And can see I'm pinning it to the shoulder. So after hemming the tips, can you see how the chiffon has shifted from the neckline of the gown? So that's it. So now for the back piece, this is what I'm doing also. I'm also placing the chiffon. I'm also going to align the shoulders here. You see? So I'll just pin it down. You can see how the neckline, that's the shoulders of the chiffon, is away from the back. I'll also go stitch them together. I'm stitching the chiffon now on the wrong side of the fabric. So like I said, it's just serving like an inner wear. Okay? So this outfit, I'm going to be shaping the gown separately and also shaping the chiffon separately. That's I'm shaping the flower fabric separate from the chiffon fabric. Okay, so I'm not going to stitch them together. The only part I'm joining together is just the shoulder. So I'm shaping flower fabric to flower fabric, chiffon to chiffon, and that is what I have done here. Can you see that this is our flower fabric? I have stitched the sides and I also went ahead to weave it. And this is our chiffon. I shaped it separately. So it's just like you wearing an inner wear inside your outfit. The only thing that is joined together are the shoulders that are joined together. You see? So this is basically it. Can see how neat it is. I made sure to neatly finish it very well, and then I weaved the down part that I need to weave. Okay, the next thing I'll be doing is to sew the tie to the neckline. So here, this is the fabric we'll be using for the tie. I folded it into two, and then I want to notch the center here. You see, take note that I've ironed my fabric and I folded half inch on both sides. This is it. Can you see? I folded half inch on both sides. Now I'm going to also get the center back and notch it on the neckline of the outfit. So having notched it, I'm going to open up this tie now. This is one side of the tie. And then I'm going to make sure to align it with the notch I notched on the on the center back, I beg your pardon. Then I'm pinning round the neckline. I'm pinning on the half inch I ironed. This half inch is going to be my seam allowance. I'll be stitching on this half inch crease line I have here. So I pin towards the left and I'm pinning towards the right also. So I'll pin it up to the V shape I have here, okay, on the neckline. So next I'm going to open this To stitch the tie, I'm going to open it up like this, right side facing right side, and I'm going to stitch at this edge, stitch it close. Then I will open up the crease line of that half inch I have. I will stitch on that crease line till I get to the V shape I have on the neckline. I'll repeat the same thing again here on this side. I'll stitch this part close and then stitch on the crease line till I get to that V shape I also have there on the other side of the neckline. Okay, so before we flip the collar, before we flip the tie, and then here is a flare, 360 flare. So can you see, this is me just aligning it to the armhole. For this 360 flare, it's not going to have any joining, so there is no, just to sew it round, and that's just it. Okay, so this is our tie. I thought to show us for clarity's sake. After stitching the tie, that's the excess of our tie. Can you see, this is me turning it out? So you want to make sure to turn this out and let everything be sharp and nice. So it is not difficult. You can see how I'm bringing it out. So I thought to show us this so that we can understand how I will be top stitching the tie. Okay. So after bringing it out, now I'm going to just go ahead and press it. I haven't pressed it. This is what we have. So the next thing I'm going to do is to top stitch this tie now. Remember, we have stitched one side already. Can you see? So as we have stitched one side already, so now I'm going to top stitch it. You can see now this is on the right side. We stitched first from the wrong side. So now the part that is open, I'm now going to top stitch it on the right side of the neckline. So this is me just pinning it. Okay, so because I have used my pins to secure it, everything is sitting flat and nice. I'm not having any excess anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to top stitch the tie, give this outfit a very good press, and then I'll show us the final outcome. I hope you have subscribed to my channel. If you haven't done so, this is the right time to do so. So I'll go top stitch this collar, and then here is the final outcome of our gown after pressing it. Can you see how beautiful it came out? See the down part, the gathers we have at the down part. Can you see the flare? Can see that cascading effect that it has. So this flare is very, very important for you not to slash it, because this is going to be open. You can see it's showing. So you don't want to have a flare that has joining. You want it to just be a perfect circle. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something. If you did learn something from this video, is there any reason why you should not subscribe? Click on the subscribe button to subscribe. Please share this video, like this video, leave a comment. Sharing this video is very important. When you share this video, it will let the algorithm know that people like this video, so they will push it out a little bit more. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.